having your bills on your scorecard is great. People can look at overall scores and whatnot, but you might want to group your bills into categories as well so people can look at what happened in different categories. So a category can be a topic, like these bills all have to do with health or energy or education. They can be a year. So you could say, like, here's the 2020 bills and here's the 2021 bills. So you could break it up that way. Or really, they can be whatever makes sense to you. So you get to set up what your topics are going to be. So I have this example scorecard I have made for Colorado. I only have a handful of bills on there, but this is still enough to show what we're going to do. So we have this one about housing and this one about health and this one about utility bills. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Manage tab and I am going to make up some categories. So down here in the category section, all I need to do is type in what my category is going to be. And so I'm going to have housing and then hit enter. And then I'm going to have health and then hit enter. And then I'm going to have economic assistance and hit enter. All right, so you just put your categories in that way and then make sure you save at the bottom so that those categories are saved. Okay, so once you've done that, you can go to the legislation tab and edit any of your bills and put them in a category. So I'm going to say housing assistance is obviously going to be housing. So now when I click on categories, it's a drop down and I've got housing. I'm also going to call that economic assistance. All right, save that change. All right, so that'll pop a new column in here called categories. All right, so let me put in my health one here. And that's just health. Great. And then let's call utility bill as just economic assistance. I mean, arguably you could call it housing. All right. And then juvenile justice code reorganization. We'll just leave that alone and say it doesn't have a category. All right. So now we've got these bills put into categories. So now if I go to the summary tab, if I am interested in just one of those categories and not their overall score, then now I've got this new category choice. So I could say, just show me the economic assistance bills, and it'll recalculate this whole thing for just the economic assistance. I can say, show me just my health bills, and it'll recalculate for just my health bills. And just housing. All right, so it'll go in there and recalculate using just those bills. And the same thing goes for the other screens. So now I'll have this category choice here. So I could say, well, how does that shuffle around if I look at just health bills? I'll say, okay, well, here's how it looks for just health bills. And then the same thing for the maps. So it puts that little category choice on. And again, this could be year, this could be whatever groups of bills you want. You can use it to show different things. And that way, when your audience comes, they can really focus in on the topic they care about. Also, you can use it to highlight. Let me click on an individual person. So let's look at Julia here. How they're doing in the different categories. So here, these are random assignments, so who knows if this is reasonable or not. But economic assistance, she got 100% of the votes right. All 6 points available. For health, she got 0% of those bills right and wound up losing 2 points overall in that category. For housing, she voted right 100% of the time and got 5 votes for that. So altogether, she got 6 minus 2 plus 5. So she got 4 overall. Oh, right, because some of the bills overlap. We had some bills in several categories. Right, so that's how that works out. And so you can see the breakdown, which can be really, really useful. Let me show you one of my favorite cards. So the Alaska Business Report card, they've done a very careful job putting stuff in categories. So as you can see, they've rated lots and lots of bills. And now they've got budgeting and business climate and private sector. So now if really what I'm interested in is budgeting, then I can click on that and it redoes it. And you get a nice nuanced view, but in that category, or even better, if I click on one of these people, obviously I'm going to click on click, I can see how he did in the different categories. So 83% right in budgeting, 96% right in private sector, 82%, so that I can form my picture, like which of these categories matter most to me, how he's doing those categories. So yeah, adding categories lets you first narrow down the scorecard into any of those categories. Also lets you see the legislator score in those categories in this little display here on their individual scorecards. All right, so that is categories. Hope you find it useful.